As we remain standing, please engage in your own authentic way of partaking in prayer, self-reflection, and thought by way of this invocation. As we center ourselves from different religious, spiritual, and secular spaces, we take time to humble ourselves and to center ourselves. My desire is for us to acknowledge this space, to acknowledge the power of our space, to acknowledge and celebrate the occasion of our graduates, congratulating them and recognizing them for their hard work. Let us please continue in this moment of silence. We have witnessed them overcoming and pushing through and maximizing resources. We hope that the future will provide more abundant blessings and fortune. Let these words be a blessing to you as we all engage in this celebratory event. You may be seated.
Let's see how this works. Thank you, Prince and Caleb and Logan and our musicians. Thank you for your contribution to our celebration today. Good afternoon and welcome to Illinois Wesleyan University's 173rd commencement. Sure, why not? I will note that traditionally we begin this ceremony with a welcome from the chair of our Board of Trustees, but unfortunately Mr. Zerlong is unable to be with us today. I encourage you to read his words of greeting in the beginning of your program. And before I begin, let's give one more word of thanks. We know that the graduates sitting before us today did not get here without the support and the love and the help of all of you who are here to witness this commencement. So graduates, let's give a hand to your parents, to your families, your friends. Thank you for being with us here today. Today, the capriciousness of Central Illinois weather has caused us to hold this ceremony indoors instead of on the quad. But I know, because I've seen you over the past week, that many of you have already taken the opportunity to snap some fun photos on the quad in your regalia. And I know this is a class that, even under changing and challenging circumstances, is able to make it work. That phrase, of course, has been made famous by Tim Gunn, star of the television show Project Runway, and several spin-offs of that program. But Tim isn't an actor. Actually, he's a professor. For years, he was the dean of the Parsons School of Design in New York, where he was credited with, and I quote, "invigorating the curriculum for the 21st century." My husband and I have come to know him as a friend because he's a neighbor of ours in New York. So I know firsthand that he's a lovely, gentle person, but also, like a number of your professors here, a mentor with high, even demanding standards. Things aren't going according to plan, make it work. And that's what you, the members of the class of 2023, have done. You are a truly unique class. With your first semester of college under your belts, you came back to campus in January of 2020, probably feeling pretty good about things. You knew the ropes now, you'd settled in, begun to find your people, and your place. Then, only halfway into that second semester, the entire world changed. None of us could have imagined how the pandemic would affect our lives. None of us was prepared. And yet, within a week, well, maybe 2 weeks, Titans showed their resilience. This university is founded on close, face-to-face relationships of students with faculty and students with one another. And yet, when we had to change, we did. Of course, it wasn't perfect, but we did what we needed to do. We made it work. Whatever challenges and glitches Moodle or cyberspace threw our way, together we worked to keep the fundamental relationships that are the heart of this university still strong. It's those relationships that I want to focus on today as you transition from being students to being alumni. A good friend of mine, Richard Light, is a professor in the School of Education at Harvard University. Over the course of his career, 5 presidents of that university and 90 other universities have turned to him to help them improve undergraduate education. Professor Light carries out his research by listening to and learning from students, lots of students. Over a 10-year period, Light and his student research colleagues interviewed thousands of Harvard seniors to learn more about their college experience. He distilled those insights into a best-selling book called How to Get the Most Out of College. There are lots of good ideas in that book, but that's not why I'm telling you this story. After all, it's a little late for you to get the most out of college. You're here today to officially get out of college. No, I'm telling you this story because one of the things Professor Light heard as he carried out his interviews, often, too often, Harvard seniors revealed something I've never been able to forget. Asked to reflect on their college years, they would say, "Harvard has been just amazing. I've grown so much in my years here, but there's nobody who knows it. Aside from me, there's nobody who knows it." Every time I think of this, it breaks my heart. And when I think about Illinois Wesleyan, I am so proud. That's not what happens here. Here, we've seen how you've grown. Faculty members and coaches and deans and staff members have cared about you, have mentored you. Some have spent hours helping you through problem sets. Some have shown up to root you on in your games or be inspired by your performances or to marvel at your art. Some have invited you to their homes. Some have offered tissues on a rough day. We're all here, not for fame or fortune, as might be the case at Harvard, but for you. You graduate today with that gift from this place. And we want to be clear that graduating from Illinois Wesleyan doesn't mean leaving Illinois Wesleyan behind. All of your life, you will be a member of the proud fellowship of Titan alumni. Our alumni retain strong ties to the university and to each other. Some of you have already benefited from a scholarship given by an IWU alum. Some of you may have had internships sponsored by an alum. You may even be taking a job offered by another IWU alum, either now or later in your life. Alumni watch out for one another, and they're watching out for you. One way they do that is on our annual Day of Giving in the spring, All In for Wesleyan. You heard a lot about that just a few weeks ago, because this year we celebrated the 10th anniversary of this tradition, and it was a phenomenal success. We surpassed any previous year, receiving over $2.6 million in a single day from over 5,000 alumni and friends of the university. Now, dollars may seem abstract, and remote, but they're what make possible the experiences you've had here. And again, those alumni and others give for you to promote scholarships, opportunities for research, for study abroad, and more. But that's not the only way that alumni give back. There are many ways in which your Illinois Wesleyan experience will carry you forward in life. I mentioned earlier the mentoring that faculty and coaches and others here offer students, and many times those relationships last for a lifetime. A few years ago, the Gallup polling organization set out to discover what experiences in college contribute most to overall well-being after college. They discovered that graduates who said they had a professor who cared about them as a person, made them excited about learning, and encouraged them to pursue their dreams were more than twice as likely as others to be thriving in all aspects of their lives. We call this ceremony commencement because you are commencing on a new part of your life. We've tried to prepare you well, and generations of Illinois Wesleyan grads give us confidence that you will succeed as you commence, and your alma mater will always be there, caring about you and watching you pursue your dreams. Make it work. Good luck and Godspeed.
Good afternoon. I am Dirk Behrens from the class of 1987 and president of our Alumni Association Board of Directors. This year's educational theme asked us to consider the power of place by critically examining how we shape and are shaped by the places in our lives. As we welcome you, the class of 23, into our alumni family, and as I complete my term as president, I couldn't help but reflect on how Illinois Wesleyan has shaped not only my life, but yours and the nearly 20,000 living alumni of this great institution. Whether IWU provided you the opportunity to fulfill your family's dream of becoming a first-generation graduate, changing the trajectory of your and your family's future, or whether you honed your leadership skills through participation in an RSO, a Greek letter organization, as a student athlete on stage, as president of the AABD, or as CEO and president of an NFL team. Whether you discovered a newfound passion that will provide a lifelong of continuing education and happiness in a career that you never thought possible. Or whether through your authentic voice, through your advocacy, and through your philanthropy, you educated our communities and advanced positive changes in the places you lived. Whether you made lifelong friends, or found your loving spouse, or started a business with a classmate, or made that alumni connection that opened the door for your first career opportunity. The power of this place is palpable. I leave you with a guiding principle instilled in me by my parents, which is to leave a place better than you found it. I don't know if any of us can ever give back to IWU what IWU has given to us, but I hope that you, our most recent alumni, will not only do well in places that you go, but will continue to do good and give back through your time, your talent, and your treasure in an attempt to repay the power that this place has instilled in us. Congratulations, class of 23, and welcome to our Alumni Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mishra Bhavsar, and I'm the senior class president. And before we begin, we made it through the crazy 4-year ride, so let's give it up for that. Come on. Thank you. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you, but extremely scared to give this speech that I wrote less than 24 hours ago because procrastination got the best out of me, so bear with me. As I look out at the sea of capes and gowns, I cannot help but feel a sense of pride and admiration for all of us. We survived countless all-nighters, group projects with that one person who never contributed, and that one professor who always gave us the toughest assignments. But here we are, graduating with the degrees in hand and world of possibilities ahead of us. Today, I just want to take a couple of your minutes and remember some of the moments that we have shared together and reflect on how we might use that to navigate our life from here. And I would like to start off by acknowledging Nigel, the Ibu goose, which has been ruling the campus with an iron beak. I don't know about you, but I have definitely had to dodge Nigel a time or two on my way to class. When I was thinking about what to talk about in my speech, I cannot help but remember the first day on campus. Some of us were feeling probably a little lost and nervous, like we have been dropped into a giant game of Where's Waldo. For instance, on my first day, I didn't know what you can get at side with a meal swipe or where is CNS E210. But now I can proudly say I know what counts as side, and after taking 10 out of 12 classes for my computer science major in that room, I can find CNS E210, even in my sleep. So just like that, all of us found our way, whether it was through making friends, finding our favorite study spot in the library, or just learning how to navigate through the dining hall. And since then, we have came a long way within the last 4 years, fighting our own battles, learning our own lessons, and building our own careers. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't know anyone on the first day of college here, so I somehow found my way to Kevin Carey. His unmatched energy and enthusiasm, and his matching pairs of masks and sweaters made me feel welcome and motivated to do the same for others. He has helped me since then, even without realizing how big of an impact he has made on me. He gave me the confidence and motivation to reach out to other people on the campus with the same energy he has. It's people like him who make this campus feel like a true community, where everyone is valued and appreciated. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind of studying for exams and writing papers, but people like Kevin reminds us that college is about so much more than that. So let's take a moment to be grateful for the people who have made our college experience worth more than just studying for a degree. Let's think about the professors who inspired us, the friends who took care of you while you were drunk, and the staff members like Mama Sita, who went above and beyond to make this campus feel like home. People like this inspire us to follow Ibu's motto to do good, do well. Now, let's change some gear, because we cannot talk about our college experience without acknowledging the impact of COVID. We adapted to remote learning. We found creative ways to connect with each other. We got used to seeing people's faces half hidden behind the mask, and we tried really hard to figure out how they might look like without the mask, which definitely boosted our visualization skill. So don't forget to put that on your resume. And through all this, we supported each other every time. Before anyone starts crying like me in the immortal words of Dr. Seuss, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. So let's smile, let's laugh, and let's celebrate. Without taking more time, as we stand or sit here today in the middle of celebrating our accomplishments and ready to embark the next chapter of our lives, let's remember what we have learned here. And let's take those lessons with us and continue to make connections, to seek out new experiences, and to create communities that supported and inspired us. And let's not forget to take time to appreciate the little things, like a friendly goose or a bag of chips, that counts as a side. In the words of the great Maya Angelou, I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So let's go out there and make each other feel supported, encouraged, and inspired. Let's go out there and do good. And let's go out there and do well. Congratulations, class of 2023. We did it. We made it. Thank you.
Well, okay. I am Dr. Amanda Hopkins, and I am honored and humbled to stand before you today upon being selected as the 2023 Professor of the Year. Although my primary teaching responsibilities lie within the School of Nursing, I've had the privilege of working with many students from various majors while serving as the Posse faculty mentor, in addition to teaching a variety of courses within the shared curriculum. And I do consider those interactions a privilege, which has allowed me to meet students from multiple majors. It is those interactions which have facilitated the broadening of my understanding of the IWU student experience. While I'll never fully understand what it means to be in their shoes, one does not have to understand to be understanding. I don't have to tell you this, but goodness, these are a wonderful group of humans. So excited to be here. While these types of speeches typically tend to be a lengthy sharing of what you need to know to be successful in life, I won't use time for that. Instead, I want to focus on the importance of acknowledgement and recognition. Because if I had to choose a theme or two for what I've learned over the past 3 years, recognition would certainly be at the top of my list. Now, students have pleaded with me to not give a speech or even mention any stories related to COVID. And yet, that's a difficult task because that's what our lives have been filled with over the past 3 years. Now, thankfully though, you can thank Dean Carla, because yesterday she shared a story about her friend's experience while running a 5K for the first time. And she was telling that story, and as she was telling it, it hit me about how I could revise my current speech so that I could include, my previous speech included COVID. The students didn't want to write. So I thought about, I could use her story to revise my current speech to convey what I wanted to share, all while honoring the students' wishes of not uttering anything about which that shall not further be named. I also haven't asked Dean Carla's permission for sharing this story, so I hope she doesn't mind. Dean Carla's friend decided to run a 5K race for the first time. And as I understand it, this was a bit of a challenge because she hadn't run before, let alone in a race. Therefore, she thought a 5K, approximately 3 miles, would be a good way to get her feet wet. She understood there would be challenges, but if she planned and prepared and followed the advice of all of those who had gone before her in experiencing a 5K, all should go according to plan. So she followed the recommendations. She planned and she prepared, and on the big day of the race, she headed to the site only to find that there were way more people there than should have been there for as early as she had arrived. Now, she thought maybe she got the time of the race wrong, but nevertheless, she was in time to begin the race just as she neared the starting line. Now, as I recall the story, the race was proceeding nicely until the runner realized that they were just about at the time when she thought the race would possibly come to an end. But it didn't appear like anybody was slowing down. Now, she was disappointed because, as you recall, she had only planned and prepared for a short 5K, and now here she was running past the 3.1 mile mark. Well, the friend just kept running, and even though she was absolutely exhausted, thoroughly worn out, she just kept running. And yet again, she ran a bit longer before finally saying to a fellow runner, "Hey, I thought this was a 5K, right? Shouldn't we be stopping by now?" To which the other runner replied, "Nope, that race starts later. This was the 10K. That's right, she had ran a race which she had not intended to run. And if you're a runner, you know that that's not just total miles that we're talking about that differs between 5 and a 10K, right? Terrain might change, weather might change. So essentially, this runner encountered several unplanned obstacles when all she was trying to do was try her hand at running a very short race. But in the end, although exhausted, she never gave up, although it did cross her mind a lot during those extra 3+ miles. Although I don't know if this was the case with this individual, I've run races, so I'm confident that many people, fellow runners and those along the sidelines, were supporting her with water, energy gels, right? Just cheering her on during the entire race. And when she crossed the finish line, she was elated. She never thought that she would make it. She definitely hadn't planned nor prepared for a race of that nature, and yet there she was across the finish line receiving her medal. Students, does this story sound at all familiar? A little bit? See, nodding heads, okay. I'm hoping yes, and if so, I'm hopeful you'll all also notice that I didn't tell a story about COVID. We must recognize that we would not, could not be here without challenging and cheering each other on during these past 4 years. And challengers there were. But as you persevered, and I dare perhaps say that you are even stronger as a result of those challenges that you encountered, it has been a long journey. But for each student in this room, there are people who have offered encouragement along the way, be that family, friends, classmates, staff, and faculty. I am merely here as a representative of the numerous faculty and staff and admin who supported you along the way and who are deserving of this award. And as such, during this time, I wish to recognize my colleagues who were also nominated to be here to give this address as Professor of the Year. After all, it does take a village, and we can do strong things, but only together. So here are just a few quotes received about my colleagues from the students. Dr. Hu Wen. Dr. Wen went above and beyond in and out of class to help students succeed. His dedication as a great professor was evident. He even went the extra mile and opened up his office hours from 4 p.m. to midnight, one night before an exam. I can't say that I've ever done that. Professor Michael McLaughlin. He is passionate about what he teaches, and that's evident in every class interaction. He is a genuine man and a smart professor that pushes every student to be the best that they can be every single day. Professor Terry Renner. He brings a different kind of energy to the classroom. He has a way of engaging with the students that is very different from the average professor, and he's able to bring in real thought and experience into the poli-sci sphere. Professor Tara Gershner. Professor Gershner leads some of the most complex and beneficial classes at Wesleyan in a very insightful way for students. And trust me, the student says, I've taken a lot of classes during my time at IWU. She has the passion to help her students succeed outside of college, and it goes above and beyond what is expected as a professor. Professor Gershner truly wants to make the world a better place. Regarding Professor Penny Gray, who was nominated as Advisor of the Year, students had to say, Dr. Gray has her advisees' best interests in mind, always. She is truly invested in her students' successes and well-being, and that is made even more clear through her one-on-one academic advising. She makes herself available at all times and never makes students feel as though they are a burden. Patrick Zajac, who was nominated as Staff Member of the Year, students had a lot of wonderful things to say about him as well. Patrick always goes out of his way to respectfully help students be mindful of the potential needs for Black, Indigenous, and other students of color, such as myself, who are also first generation, is what the students said. They also said, Patrick always goes above and beyond to help students. I truly, honestly, don't think I would be where I am today in my personal or professional life without him. So as you can see, I stand with giants. Let's please recognize these amazing humans who I call friends and colleagues. And now, I'll close so that we may continue to recognize and celebrate your achievements. But before I go, I'll repeat one of my favorite quotes from Stephanie Pace Marshall, one of which many of you have probably heard me say in my classes. Remember that contrary to the voices, images, sounds, and messages that surround and bombard you, your life is about your integrity, not your passion. Your integrity, not your position, very different. Your voice, not your power. Your name, not your title, your calling, not your career, and your legacy, not only your successes. IWU 2023 grads, you were born to change the world, not just add to the noise. And remember that. And if you forget, you know where to find me. Thank you.
Thank you so much to each of our speakers. Distinguished academic achievement by our students is recognized in a variety of ways at Illinois Wesleyan. I refer you now to the graduation honors in your commencement booklet. Cumulative academic distinction is noted by the awarding of the Latin honors, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. The honor appears in the program with the graduate's name after their field of study. We commend these students for outstanding scholarly performance over the course of their years at Illinois Wesleyan. Please join me in congratulating them. The program also identifies graduates who have met the rigorous academic standards of Phi Kappa Phi and were thereby elected to membership in this National Honor Society, as noted by the symbol after their names. Could I ask those students to stand if you're present? Phi Kappa Phi. Thank you. Congratulations. Twelve students are graduating with research honors awarded for their projects of original research under the guidance of a faculty member. And finally, each year we announce the nominees and recipients of several other commencement honors, and I will proceed to do that. I'm sorry, I neglected those research students. Please stand. Thank you. And I will ask you to withhold your applause for the number of students I will mention for commencement honors, and we'll recognize them at the end. The Hope Ellen Pape President's Club Award in the Fine Arts is given to Megan Griffin from the School of Music. The Annabelle Scrogan Anderson Award is given to David Alexander. The John L. Clark Award in Literary Studies is presented to Megan Christofferson, who came with her fan club. The Nikki K. Papp President's Club Award for Excellence in Writing is given to Emil Ottinger. The Professor David Bailey Prize in Chemistry is awarded to Anna Bender. The Harold C. Hodges President's Club Award in Natural Science and Mathematics is presented to Jocelyn Molinar. The Donald R. Kane Memorial Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Humanities is given to Nina DeBoni. The Robert S. Eckley President's Club Award in Social Science is presented to Rachel Williams. The Carolyn F. Rupert Nursing Award is presented to Madeline Schmidt. The Carolyn Riedelbach Baker Music Award is given to David Alexander. The William T. Beatles Award for Exceptional Achievement in Business Administration is awarded to J.D. Barrett. The Jack C. Fields Prize for Excellence in Accounting is given to Daniel Kim. And finally, the Larry Shue Drama Award is presented to Brian Cobb. Congratulations to all of you. We're We're proud of your accomplishment, and yes, you earned it. I turn now to awarding of our honorary degree for this year. One of the most significant recognitions that a university can bestow upon an individual is an honorary degree. At Illinois Wesleyan, this tradition reflects a desire to recognize those who have distinguished themselves personally and professionally, and whose lives demonstrate a commitment to values consistent with the mission of the university. All nominations are reviewed by the Honorary Degrees Committee and approved by the Board of Trustees. This year, we recognize Burke Nihill, class of 2000. Burke is now in his 8th season with the Tennessee Titans and his 4th as the team's president and CEO, having originally joined the organization as general counsel in 2016. During his time with the team, Burke has overseen the team's bid for Nashville's record-breaking 2019 NFL Draft, the expansion and renovation of the team's practice facility, and quite recently, approval of a public-private partnership to build a new enclosed stadium as part of a plan to develop a transformational new town center on Nashville's East Bank. Among his first projects as CEO, Burke led the team's development of a new mission statement, Win, Serve, Entertain, which has become a centering statement for the franchise. This statement guides strategy and decision-making throughout the organization, from the football team and content creators to human resources and fan engagement. My husband and I had the pleasure of hosting Burke and Holly for dinner last evening, and I want to say how evident it is that this commitment to service, alongside one hopes success on the field, is deeply embraced and lived by Burke and his family. In his previous roles with the team, Burke led the club's legal and human resources functions and worked on club initiatives related to state and local government, community culture, and general business planning and strategy for both the Titans and Nissan Stadium. Before joining the Titans, Burke worked in various legal and management roles across a range of industries, including technology, big box retail, and professional services. Burke received his bachelor's degree in business administration from Illinois Wesleyan University and his law degree with honors from Chicago-Kent College of Law. Burke lives in Franklin, Tennessee with his wife, Holly, and their 3 children, Emma, Jack, and Chase. It's my honor now to bestow this honorary degree on Burke Nihill, Illinois Wesleyan class of 2000. Burke, please come forward.
Illinois Wesleyan University presents the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa to Burke Nihill, a graduate of Illinois Wesleyan University class of 2000 and recipient of a Juris Doctorate with honors from Chicago-Kent College of Law. Whereas you have distinguished yourself over the course of your career in a range of industries and legal services, building a reputation as a problem solver and innovator, and whereas you have showcased your leadership and teamwork skills by rising through the ranks to become president and CEO of the National Football League's Tennessee Titans, and whereas your commitment to win, serve, and entertain is evident through the positive culture and impact you have created within the Nashville community. It is therefore with tremendous pride in you and great admiration for your many accomplishments and well-earned successes in business and in your life that the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University salutes you and confers upon you, Burke Nihill, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters this 7th day of May, 2023.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I hereby confer upon you, Burke Nihil, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Good afternoon, fellow Titans. How are we feeling? All right. 4 years. Did it go by fast for you? It went by fast for me. It is a great honor to be here today with you to celebrate your commencement from our now shared alma mater, Illinois Wesleyan University. It's quite surreal, but it's a great honor. I arrived here in 1996 as a wide-eyed future dentist. It took 1 week of college-level science courses for me to realize that I needed to switch gears. I wasn't dental school material. I played hundreds of hours of pickup basketball in this gym, and there's a debate about it, but I think I got down the only dunk of my life on that hoop right there. It was a dunk, right, Nico? All right. I cut my teeth selling Argus newspaper ads to local bars and restaurants. I thought it would be fun to own a bar one day. I was going to call it Tequila Mockingbird. But owning a bar seemed a lot less magical when I dropped off invoices at 9 o'clock in the morning as the owner was filling out inventory sheets. I set my eyes on my future wife for the first time in a French class just off the quad. I later won her over by surprising her with a pack of Twizzlers while she was studying for exams at Buck Library. I remember feeling complicated emotions when I sat in a seat like yours as a member of the class of 2000. Excitement about achieving this milestone, sadness, knowing that my days living on this campus had come to an end, and maybe even some confusion and anxiety about what came next. Maybe you're feeling some of the same emotions this morning. In her poem, The Dash, Linda Ellis wrote, I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone, from the beginning to the end. He noted first came the date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between the years. Your dash is all the days and hours that you have the privilege of living. Your dash is your story. Up until now, your family had a heavy influence on many of the key themes in your story. You likely didn't have the final decision about where in this big world you grew up. You likely didn't decide whether to attend elementary school or middle school or high school. It was already written for you. You probably had a decision about which college to attend, but if you were like me, there was never a doubt that your story would flow through a college campus in the 4 years following high school. So today represents a watershed moment in your story. The transition from college student to graduate for many high-achieving American kids is the first step out of a very programmed childhood roadmap into the great unknown journey that is the rest of your life. The next chapter of your story begins today. This afternoon, I want to share with you 3 lessons that I've learned as my story has unfolded in the 23 years since I drove off this campus. While there are chapters in everyone's story that are completely beyond our control, both good and bad, I've learned that, to some meaningful degree, the pen is in our hands. We can help to write our own story and define our own dash. Lesson number 1, make some light bulbs. I'll spare you all the twists and turns of my life since I sat in your chair 23 years ago, but professionally, the short summary looks like this. I went to law school, and for the next 15 years, worked as an attorney representing clients from local pizza shops to large technology firms. Much more importantly, during those 15 years, I married Holly Munch, that girl from my French class, at the quaint little chapel just up the road. And we welcomed our 3 beautiful children into this world. During that time, we lived halfway between our respective parents in the Chicago suburbs, surrounded by parents and grandparents, brothers and sisters, and nieces and nephews. We were very happy with our wonderful, if not predictable, life. I've heard it said that the light bulb wasn't invented by the continuous improvement of the candle. It's a phrase that has inspired me to think outside the box and challenge conventional thinking. When making better candles seems like the logical thing to do, I sometimes try to imagine what a light bulb might look like. As the rest of your story unfolds, you may find there's something about adult life that encourages you to color inside the lines, to take the conventional and safe path at every fork in the road. That was our story until I scrolled across a crazy job posting on LinkedIn in 2016. The Tennessee Titans were looking for a new head lawyer. There was no logical reason to believe that I would be a legitimate candidate for the position. At the time, I was a mid-level software attorney specializing in software contracts. I had no sports experience and had never been the head lawyer for anything. It was far from an incremental improvement to my professional candle. It was ridiculous to think I had a chance. It was a fool's errand to even apply. Not only that, but a winning application would mean leaving everything and everyone we had ever known. It may seem like an easy decision looking back. I mean, who doesn't love Nashville, right? But for a family who really loved our lives in Chicago, being willing to leave it all was by far the hardest decision we've ever made. Holly and I agreed to be bold and brave, despite being as happy and settled as we could have ever imagined, despite loving our candle. We took hold of the pen and tried to make a light bulb. I applied for the job, and over the next 8 weeks, we shook our head in disbelief as the interview process unfolded. For reasons I still don't fully understand, out of the hundreds of candidates they considered, the Titans hired a mid-level software attorney as their next general counsel. While at times our move away from home has been just as hard and painful as we predicted, we're exceedingly grateful that we had the courage and conviction to pursue a light bulb. We've grown and experienced adventures beyond our wildest dreams. During my time with the Titans, making light bulbs has become an organizational mantra. We made a light bulb in 2019 when Nashville became the first small market to host the NFL draft and broke every record along the way. More recently, we made a light bulb when we finalized plans to build a new stadium dome that would be at the heart of Nashville's new town center. Almost everyone who sees the stadium design says the same thing. It's beautiful. It doesn't even look like a stadium. And that's the point. We weren't trying to design a better candle. We were trying to design a light bulb. Now look, there have been many other chapters of our story where we've pursued big ideas and fallen short. We've put ourselves out there, attacked a light bulb dream, and experienced disappointment. But I try not to second guess a bold decision. In the words of Nelson Mandela, I never lose. I either win or I learn. The rest of your story will be heavily influenced by your willingness to make bold and brave decisions from time to time. When the rest of the world sees a better candle as the only way forward, keep your eye out for light bulbs. In my experience, opportunity, growth, and adventure often come to those who stretch and strain for the next step on the path. Lesson number 2, write your story in your own handwriting. My first boss at the Titans was our former CEO, a wise and generous Texan named Steve Underwood. About 6 weeks into the unspeakable event, Steve and his wife decided to retire to a cattle ranch outside of Houston. Steve's retirement led to a life-changing phone call I received from my screen porch. Less than 4 years removed from being a software attorney living in the Chicago suburbs, Amy Adams Strunk, the Titans owner, called to offer me the opportunity to become the Titans' next president and CEO. The promotion was an unspeakable thrill and honor, of course, but for a long time, I struggled to make sense of my new role and how to do it well. I'd always been inspired by the idea of leadership. I read stories about history's greatest leaders and what made them successful. I made a habit of picking the brains of impactful leaders in my circles. I kept hundreds of notes with inspiring leadership quotes and management principles. But for the first few months after receiving that phone call, my leadership style was a loose pile of disorganized ideas about what a leader should be. I was arguably getting away with it to the outside world, but when I'd have a moment to myself, the imposter syndrome was real. The story I was writing was being drafted in someone else's handwriting. I didn't have a lot in common with Steve Underwood or any of the great leaders I'd studied over the years. They had more experience and logical journeys to their leadership roles. Many of them were more passionate about business categories that didn't naturally excite me. It didn't measure up. and I felt pressured to be just like them. Over time, I came to experience peace of mind when I accepted the fact that I was right. I am not like any of those leaders I'd ever known or read about. I'm not very good at being someone else. As it ends up, I'm a lot better at being myself. I'll spare you the details of my self-assessment, but here's the punchline. I've learned to appreciate and take confidence in my uniqueness. There are things that I'm not. There are strengths, experiences, and passions I simply don't have. Like you, I often wish I was better at this or more passionate about that. Yet I've learned to embrace and celebrate the things that I am, the characteristics that make me unique, the distinctive set of life experiences that inform my convictions, and the things that get me excited and make my heart beat faster. Dr. Nugent mentioned our mission statement is win, serve, and entertain, and that was probably the first time that I wrote in my own handwriting professionally, and I want to share with you the backstory. Not much longer from when I was sitting in your chair, I was taking a commuter train into Chicago every day. And if you have the pleasure of riding on commuter trains, you see there's a bit of a rhythm to it, and there's a strategy to getting a great seat. One where you maybe have a place to put down your bag and have some leg room. And there was one day where I had gotten that pole position. And as I looked back to the back of the train, as I was settling in, a woman had gotten on the car, and she was clearly blind. She was probably in her 70s, if not her 80s. And I watched in disbelief as every passenger just kind of let her pass by. And then somehow, when she got up to me, I let her pass by as well. And I don't know whether it was the lemming principle or what, but I immediately just felt this great shame, and I had this commitment that I would never, ever forget that moment. And I would never miss an opportunity to serve someone again, whether it was on a commuter train, whether it was at the grocery store. I wouldn't miss that opportunity to serve. And I actually think about it in terms of seats. And that time it was a seat on a commuter train. Today, you're assuming the seat of a graduate. That opens doors for you. Today, I have a seat at the Titans table. And win, serve, entertain is because I've become just passionate about making up for that moment and to use those opportunities to serve. So what's your thing? Your story should celebrate the uniqueness of its main character. What are those things, big or small, that come more easily to you than others? What makes your soul come alive? What makes you most proud of yourself? The answers to questions like these make up the curves and angles of your unique handwriting. You're a snowflake. There's only one person in the history of the world with your combination of passions, experiences, and abilities, and that's no mistake. I believe we are all made to deliver our specific gifts and personalities to the people and places passing through our stories. It's how the world works. We live in a world of introverts and extroverts, poets and scientists, mountaineers and big city folks. We all have our part to play in making this planet an interesting place to live. You're a treasure to this world. You do yourself and the rest of us a great disservice when you take the pen and try to write your story in someone else's handwriting. As hard as this world seems to make it, please stop comparing yourself to anyone else. Like me, you're probably not very good at being someone else, but you're the very best in the world at being yourself. Proudly take hold of the pen and write the rest of the pages of your story in your own beautiful, one-of-a-kind handwriting. Lesson number 3, there is no someday. You can trust me on this. Time flies. When I sat in your chair, I was unbothered by the idea that a little more sand was leaving my life's hourglass every day. While it may seem like yesterday to me, in fact, over 8,000 days worth of sand have spilled from the top of my life's hourglass to the bottom since I sat in your chair. As you sit here today, you probably have things you hope to do with your life. Maybe you want to learn how to smoke a brisket or take up rock climbing. Maybe you want to be better about writing thank you notes or using words of encouragement. Maybe you want to break a bad habit or learn to play the guitar. So here's a life hack I've learned over the past 23 years. Do it. Get started tomorrow morning, if not later today. It's easy to sit back and believe that someday you'll take the steps and make the changes to become the person you want to be. Sometime in my late 20s, it hit me. There is no someday. Someday's today. The journey from the front to the back of your dash moves at the same steady pace, minute by minute, whether we spend that minute doing something of great value or carelessly wasting time. If we don't train our pen on life's important matters, our minutes and hours and days will effortlessly fill the pages of our story with distractions, trivia, and screen time. Writing your best story requires you to commit your full attention to every word, paragraph, and page of your dash. For me, this idea has instilled a daily sense of urgency to be the best version of myself, and to do it now. I've come to realize that my best intentions, as noble as they may be, never make the pages of my story. My story is the product of the words I actually speak, the actions I actually take, and the attitudes I actually live out. A few years ago, I took the time to write a description of the best version of myself. From there, I wrote a 7-day workbook to read to myself every morning to be sure that I made the most of my page of my story that day. It sets daily habits to prioritize my physical and mental health. It coaches me to choose positivity and optimism, even when the world around me goes negative. It inspires me to love and serve my family and everyone who crosses my path that day. And it reminds me I've never regretted erring on the side of generosity. It reminds me not to waste the page. I desperately want to juice my drop for every last drop. I don't want to wait to become the person I want to be. Someday never comes until someday is today. So one final thought. When I was a student here, I changed my major 5 times. I did not finish as a pre-dental major. I struggled to decide what I wanted to do with the rest of my life and what I wanted to do professionally. I was still unsettled into my senior year. That Christmas Eve, I watched It's a Wonderful Life, as I almost always do, and it hit me. I want to be George Bailey. Not that I wanted to live in Bedford Falls or manage a building and loan. Pretty sure I didn't even know what that was. Like George Bailey, I wanted to be the kind of person who helped other people solve their problems. I wanted to spend a lifetime doting on my wife and investing in my kids. I wanted to matter to my community. I realized that night that I needed to care as much about who I wanted to be as what I wanted to be. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up and the rest of your life will be underway. The remaining chapters of your story are still beautifully blank pages. It's the charm of being young. You spent 4 years preparing for what you want to be when you leave this campus. Now is your opportunity to set your mind about who you want to be. Congratulations, class of 2023. Best of luck with the rest of your story.
Thank you so much for those truly inspiring words, Burke. I really appreciate it. I also want to say that we watch It's a Wonderful Life every Christmas Eve. We now proceed to the awarding of degrees. I guess I could have said something like, and now that moment you've all been waiting for. We will begin with the School of Nursing.
Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing, it is my pleasure to present to you those candidates who have completed all requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Sorry about that. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Mason Barney. Julia Kathleen Bauer. Addison Bendery, cum laude. Dylan Sherwin. Mia Gabriela Davis. Heather Nicole Dietrich. Morgan Elizabeth Draff, magna cum laude. Noreen Fatima. Jake Henry Garcia, cum laude. Ellen Marie Giovannini. Madeline Ann Gutierrez. Anissa Yvonne Hall. Duke Thomas Harms. Jessica Mahal Valencia Pascual Hart, magna cum laude. Julia Elizabeth Hubner, cum laude. Dana Christian Kiskowski. Sophia Marie Lessman. Joshua John Simoy Mabaza. Eileen Magafus. Nina Rose Margetko. Peyton Olivia Martin, magna cum laude. Abigail Elizabeth Mathis, summa cum laude. Ambria Corinne May. Adriana Cecile Mazaki. Keegan Daniel McGann, cum laude. Kennedy Malloy, cum laude. McKinley Grace Miller, magna cum laude. Rachel Catherine Moore, cum laude. Ashley Lynn Wynn. Margaret Elise Pavlik, magna cum laude. Alexandra Catherine Peterson. Claire Marie Rutherford. Alexandra Claire Ruff. Scout Marie Sanders. Madeline Marie Schmidt, magna cum laude. Megan Ann Schumacher, cum laude. Drew Alexander Smith. Carla Ann Schneider. Jessie Nicole Spivey. Andrew Christian Stang. Sydney Demerel Sumer. Renzo Antonio C., cum laude. Gabriella Charulis, cum laude. Emily Anala Wog. Kaylin Yaunin, cum laude.
Aha. Congratulations to all of our nurses. And we will now confer degrees in the College of Arts and Science. I'm sorry, in the College of Fine Arts, beginning with the School of Art and the School of Theater Arts.
Madam President, it is my pleasure to present to you all candidates who have completed the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts.
For the candidates in the School of Art receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art, Alexis Elizabeth Banky. Nomeen Chalun Batar. Elizabeth Natalie Palacios. Emma Elizabeth Sloan. Megan Aline Uppinghouse, cum laude.
For the candidates in the School of Theater Arts receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Arts, including acting, theater design and technology, and music theater. Hallie Rose Berghoff, magna cum laude. Celeste Kathleen Bontomasi, magna cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Cantor, magna cum laude. Megan Grace Christofferson, summa cum laude. Bryant James Cobb, magna cum laude. Josephine Grace Carraro, magna cum laude. William Benjamin Zusick, magna cum laude. Christina Georgie, cum laude. Skylar Amanda Graham, cum laude. Dara Maxine Griffin, magna cum laude. Megan Danielle Iannoni. Logan Marie Jordan, magna cum laude. Jessica I. Kroll. Fiona Maureen Collister Lazari, cum laude. Allison Lee McKernan, magna cum laude. Jacob Joseph Nudi, magna cum laude. Mora Rose Powalko, magna cum laude. Jillian Reyes, summa cum laude. Cameron Alexander Roberts. Sarah Kelly Schultz. Ethan James Smith, magna cum laude. Andrew Earl Taylor, summa cum laude. Lauren Mavis Taylor. Michael Todd Vota. Katie Lynn Weston, summa cum laude.
Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Music, it is my pleasure to present those students who have successfully completed all requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degree Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education.
For the degree Bachelor of Music, David John Alexander, Piano Performance and Bachelor of Arts, Biochemistry, summa cum laude. Megan Genevieve Griffin, Music Composition, summa cum laude. Cameron McIntyre Merker, Vocal Performance, summa cum laude. James Anthony Petros, Piano Performance, magna cum laude. Marin Catherine Torrey, Music Composition. For the degree Bachelor of Music Education, Elena Valentina Giata, magna cum laude. Caleb John Klima, cum laude. Ryan Lyle Mack. Cassandra Ann Osborne, cum laude. Jacoby Rabor, magna cum laude. Ryan Edward Spiro, summa cum laude.
We will now proceed to the awarding of bachelor degrees for the College of Liberal Arts.
Madam President, it is my honor to present those candidates who have completed the requirements as defined by the faculty for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
Elizabeth Acuna. Emmett Apollo Agting. Amber Nicole Anderson, summa cum laude. Clayton Charles Anderson, magna cum laude. Dale Brooks Apfelt. Audrey Lauren Armstrong, cum laude. Shay Kathleen Atkins. Sabrina Ayala. Zara Tulin Bakardan, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Louise Baranski, summa cum laude. Erica Dawn Barker, cum laude. Gabriella Nicole Barnes, summa cum laude. Brennan Michael Barrett, cum laude. John Dennis Barrett, magna cum laude. Anna Joy Bender, summa cum laude. Shannon Dorothy Berg. Miswa Bavshar, magna cum laude. Connor Scott Birch, cum laude. Emily Rose Bland, summa cum laude. Thomas Cook Bleecker V, cum laude. Joseph Ryan Brunelli. Zachary Allen Bozarth. Ariel Ariana Bradley. Kyle Patrick Branchen. Carlin Elizabeth Bratt. Hamid Bulli. Ethan Jacob Berg. Carter Benjamin Burke, cum laude. Stephen Neil Burkett III. Eden Elizabeth Bushnell, cum laude. Jessica Rose Butel, summa cum laude. Kelly Jean Carlson. Everett Graham Karstens. Aliva Jordan Claire Cady. Fernando Chavez, cum laude. Cyrus King Clark. Emily Grace Collins, magna cum laude. Carolyn Marie Connors. Alan M. Cook. Isaiah Maurice Cruz. Bobby Ann Davidson. Alex K. Dawson, magna cum laude. Ninetta Margarita DeBoni, summa cum laude. Justin Ray Dolman, summa cum laude. Nathan Mitchell Donaldson, cum laude. Donald Joseph Drain. Catherine Hope Drosich, summa cum laude. Hayden M. Dudek, summa cum laude. Eleanor Kathleen Eager. Jarrett Michael Easterday, cum laude.
Justin Fairchild. Michaela Marie Fairfield, magna cum laude. Mark J. Fassler, summa cum laude. Alexander Fedoritz, magna cum laude. Brianna Jean Fergus. Uriel Ferreira. Jordan Nicole Fields. Jackson Patrick Fisher, cum laude. Madison Ray Fisher. Connor J. Fries. Jacqueline Christina Galliano. Kylie Margaret Galloway, summa cum laude. Jining Gao, magna cum laude. Madison Nicole Garofalo, cum laude. Aiden Philip Garrett, summa cum laude. Caden D. Gates, summa cum laude. James Christian Gatsos. Neil George, cum laude. Peyton Gerald Guberding. Callie Joe Geertz. Seth Harding Gillespie. Zachary H. Gillum. Emily Catherine Gilson. Sarah Rose Gleason, summa cum laude. Garrett Morgan Glody. Aja Blake Galladay. Ivan Gonzalez. Natalie Marie Grubzak. Hannah Louise Haggerty, summa cum laude. Kaylee Elizabeth Hall, cum laude. Madeline Adele Hall, cum laude. Charles Thomas Hamilton. Maria Lynn Harmon, magna cum laude. Riley Maine Haug, magna cum laude. Lucas Samuel Heflin. Logan Michael Hinchin, cum laude. Adriana Elizabeth Helsted, magna cum laude. Haley Ray Hendel. Jackson Hendrickson. Hayden J. Henry. Caden Hilliard. Ethan Christopher Holland, magna cum laude. Sean Hong. A.R. Hop. Jenny Margaret Hubbard, cum laude. Leah Aid Halsey, magna cum laude. Trevor John Hummel. Tristan A. Hyde, magna cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Jackson, cum laude. Luisa Guadalupe Hon Chong, summa cum laude. Alexander Joel Johnson, cum laude.
Lauren Elizabeth Johnson, cum laude. Jackson David Joyce, magna cum laude. Gabrielo Marco Kenovic Rosa. David Kaplan Perkins. Anrush Florian Knecht, magna cum laude. Jasmine Key. Anna Marie Keebler, summa cum laude. Ali Mustafa Hathai, summa cum laude. Cole Juris Corey, cum laude. Carson Price Keithley, cum laude. Connor Price Keithley, magna cum laude. Minhyuk Kim, magna cum laude. Clarissa Elizabeth King. Anna Catherine Kirk. Dylan Kozlowskis. Emily Elizabeth Kirchke. Ian Thomas Kramer. Randy Joseph Krogowski, cum laude. Donna Josephine Couric. Marie Elizabeth Lawrence, summa cum laude. Stephen Lee, cum laude. Arthur Francis Lurch III. Dorian Zachary Lusick. Jenna Faith Lee, cum laude. Aiden Roy Lilliehorn. Bryce Ray Lohman, summa cum laude. Eric Lopez, magna cum laude. Man Norman Lowe, magna cum laude. Felix Enrique Macias. Eftrukia Macris, pardon me. Francis Ryan Maloney, cum laude. Nicholas Keith Mansk, cum laude. Claire Marie Martin, magna cum laude. Luke Thomas Martin, cum laude. Margaret Sarah Mascari, magna cum laude. Leah Frances Matlin, summa cum laude. Peter Michael Madison. Bailey June Matner, magna cum laude. Benjamin William Maxey, cum laude. Logan Harold McClure, magna cum laude. Kiero Lishal McDowell. Charles David McGee. Donovan Scott McKay. Hadley Jean McKenzie, magna cum laude. Paige Anley McLaughlin, cum laude. Emily Kathleen McMicken, magna cum laude. Matthew Andy Milan, cum laude. Leah Francis Maxine Milsick, summa cum laude. Jocelyn M. Molinar, summa cum laude.
Evan Benjamin Montgomery. Megan Raylyn Moody, cum laude.
Cody Patrick Mitchell, my apologies. Bryn Mary Mitterraj, magna cum laude.
Madison Alexis Moore, magna cum laude. Maya Isabella Morales. Diana Laura Marino Mora. Molly Margaret Morrissey, summa cum laude. Chizembe Muhanga. Karen Y. Munoz. Connor Alden Murphy. Kevin Patrick Murphy, summa cum laude. Shannon Claire Murphy, summa cum laude. Blake Robert Macheski. Edward R. Nelson. Thomas Robert Nelson. Blake Daniel Nieberge. Madeline Lucille Novotny, summa cum laude. Riley Elizabeth Nugent. Abigail Leanne Nitko, magna cum laude. Isabella N. Parrish. Anjali Samir Patel, magna cum laude. Joy Ajay Patel. Shivam Hina Dharmendra Patel, summa cum laude. Ryan Buck Payne, summa cum laude. Parker Cole Penn. Maggie Lee Peters, magna cum laude. Ethan Hunter Philippi. Jalen Ryan Ping, summa cum laude. Shannon Ruben Pinto, magna cum laude. James E. Porter Jr., cum laude. Samuel C. Prang. Robert Harold Pulliam. William James Gregory Kwan. Anthony Richard Quinn, cum laude. Evan H. Quist, summa cum laude. Julia Marie Razakowski. Hannah Lynn Ram, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Danielle Reinecke, magna cum laude. Kelsey Marie Riesenberg, cum laude. Rianne Bernadette Rivera, summa cum laude. Leah Robinson, cum laude. Martin Rodriguez. Gabriella Catherine Rogers, summa cum laude. Zach James Rojek. Anthony Michael Romanelli, summa cum laude. Jeanette Eva Romero. Leah Naomi Rosen, summa cum laude. Leanna Nicole Rosensteel, magna cum laude. Isaac Charles Rubenstein, summa cum laude. Jonathan Michael Racujo. Ethan Christopher Ruth. Rebecca Ray Raymarzak. Grace Antoinette Sanders, cum laude.
Karthikeya Sarangan. Carson Alexander Schaefer, cum laude. Josephine Ann Schmidt, cum laude. Anya Liling Schrag, magna cum laude. Keandre James Schumacher. Alexander John Santowski, summa cum laude. Lauren Marie Shanks. Emily Elizabeth Schaefer, cum laude. Edania Silva Cigaroa, cum laude. Caitlin Smith, cum laude. Brendan Gabriel Smith, cum laude. Holden Christian Smith. Noah Clemens Smith. Daniel William Sosha. Elizabeth Ann Safanet. Jeffrey Richard Solberg. Austin Joseph Spiller. James Gary Stein, magna cum laude. Ellen Marie Stevens, cum laude. Amari Ann Stepter, magna cum laude. Michaela Kenzie Stork. Emma Therese Stroh, cum laude. Sarah Feroz Sudarani. Morgan Brooke Tadish, magna cum laude. Jordan Lachelle Thomas. Nicholas Christian Thomas, cum laude. Michael W. Thompson. Sophie Thorpe. Marilla Toncheva, cum laude. Hector Luis Torres. Ariana Grace Towns. Jessica Yenthi Tran. Ryan Michael Verhulst. Joseph Roger Vitti. Luke Valdick, cum laude. Anthony John Wackel Jr., magna cum laude. Sierra Nicole Warnisher. Ronnie Washington Jr. Brennan James Weir. Nija Anyana White, magna cum laude. Thomas Patrick Wilder, summa cum laude. Rachel Ann Williams, summa cum laude. Samantha Jane Williams, magna cum laude. Cameron Lee Winterland. Claudia Barbara Wisniewski. Sikchi Yang, magna cum laude. Zhenjing Zhang, magna cum laude. Andrea Sophie Zulowski, magna cum laude. Congratulations.
Okay, at this moment I have a very important announcement to make. At this time, in recognition of their completion of the degree requirements, all of our 2023 graduates may move their tassels to the left side of their mortarboards. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Illinois Wesleyan University graduating class of 2023. Congratulations. As we conclude this ceremony, I would note again that this has been a remarkable class with a remarkable journey to this point, and we're eager to see the many ways in which they will make a difference in our world. We will now be led by alumnus Caleb Klima, class of 2023, in the singing of Alma Wesleyana. Following the song, please permit the platform party to recess first, followed by members of the faculty and graduating class, and then our guests here today. Excuse me. Please note that departmental receptions will be held here in Shirk, either in the basketball arena or upstairs. And and members of the class of 2023, please return your caps and gowns to the tables near the natatorium. So, congratulations again, and thank you. Caleb.
Of flame, our love we bear to thee. Where'er we wander over land or sea, through time unending, loyal true to our alma mater Wesleyan. When college days are fully past and gone, our life endures from twilight dream till dawn. Grandly thy soul shall with us linger
find your folders, right? If you would put all of those folders up here on the podium,